Hey guys, what's up? Derby Dog here. Today I'm going to be giving you guys an update on the Acura. I know I haven't posted in a couple weeks and figured I got to get posting again. A lot of progress has been made on this vehicle and you guys, I feel like that you guys deserve to see it. So here we are. It's about halfway finished as it sits right now. It's going to be... Wow, that truck doesn't sound good, does it? Yeah, I'm sure you guys heard that in the background. But anyway, back to what I was saying. This is in case you guys don't know what kind of car this is a 2003 Acura TL Type S. And as you guys saw in the other video, if you guys watched the other video, of course. And so we've been doing a lot of progress, getting a lot of progress made. Right now we are in the middle of a project. Well, a different project on this thing is getting these this window button to work. I already got one from the junkyard, but it turns out this wasn't the problem. It was actually the wiring that happens to be the problem. The fuse is still good, so I mean, we're gonna be getting that taken care of and see what's happening there. As far as the interior goes, I just cleaned it a little bit more than what it was, but it was relatively clean when I got it. I mean, I still have to clean this portion. Don't get me wrong. I still have to clean the driver's compartment, but I figured I wouldn't do that for a few reasons. Probably because mostly I'm going to be getting in and out of this thing pretty often because I've been driving it around the yard and stuff. And so anyway. Back to what I was saying earlier, this thing was pretty clean, and so I mean I just cleaned it more, and there was that water leak. I think I told you guys about that. There was a water leak in the back here that was taken care of just by replacing this mold. I mean, not replacing, we didn't even replace it. Actually, all we had to do is actually stick that plastic piece that was sticking out here. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, go check it out in the first video on this thing, or the previous video before this one. This was sticking out, and we just literally pushed it back in. We meaning my dad and I. Me and my dad obviously work on these cars, so mostly me now since I've been getting more on my own. But that's a whole nother thing. Apparently I like sidetracking today. Anyway, my dad ended up pushing this back in, and that happened to fix the problem. So now there's no more water leaks on the front, on the back side. So the front side's a little bit of a different story, but I don't even know if I'm going to take care of that or not. Basically what is happening is we believe what is happening is there's actually a thing that drains the water from this sunroof, and it goes down through this pillar, like right around this area, and then it goes into the fender well. Well, if that gets clogged, I think this is the problem. It's going into here, right under this hood latch. You can see that spot is quite dark, and that's because it was raining earlier today. And this floor is just absolutely soaked. And that's another reason why I'm not too concerned about cleaning this, because you're going to get your feet soaked in here anyway. So hopefully nobody goes in here wearing their socks or whatever, but they're just going to get soaked. So, I mean, cleaning this isn't going to do much. If you have dry mud on your shoes, you're going to get your feet soaked and then get out and casually bring a bunch of mud out of the car. So, as far as that goes, I don't think I'm going to do anything about that. As far as the rest of the car goes, I need to clean this thing on the outside. I just need to clean it really bad because look at all this. It's still nasty. Sadly, it is white, so I mean every single imperfection can be seen quite easily. So it's very dirty. And this trunk is the worst spot in this car by far as interior goes and everything. This trunk has some type of water leak somewhere, and I need to clean it out pretty severely. I have to clean this whole entire guard out, and it could be that. It could be just those it just happens to be clogged, but I doubt it. I mean, this thing has seen better days. You guys can see that huge crack there, and I should replace it, but I don't think the water leaks bad enough to the point where I'm really gonna care. So as far as that goes, I'm just gonna clean it out real nice and make sure I get all this junk out of the trunk. I got a few parts sitting here, and that's about that. That's about it. The end for that. Obviously, got the rust. It's been the reason why I'm kind of going slow here, guys, is just so you guys can get a nice thorough look at this thing. Plus, the video, for some reason, I can't remember really what I went over in that video. I probably should have watched that video before I went over this, just to show you guys what I did go over, because I can't quite remember. I know that I went over the junk in this thing, but I did not find this pair of glasses. This pair of glasses I just found in this thing, and they're pretty. They don't look too bad, but they're pretty bad. Whoever had these glasses, I'm assuming the previous owner, has some pretty bad eyes. That's all I gotta say. So I'm gonna be getting rid of all this. I'm not interested in this book or the music. Sorry, guys. I mean, I might just throw that in, like, maybe even a, let's see, does it still have the CD inside? Yes, it does. So, I mean, if this CD is in good shape, I'll check it out. And if it is, maybe I'll keep it just to sell it at, like, a garage sale or something. When maybe we have one, I don't know, but you know, I don't really have a use for it. It's not my taste in music. And here we got the passenger side. Not much to be said here. I mean, this is it's pretty clean. I just cleaned it out more, so this carpet's relatively clean. Everything on this side's in pretty good shape. But something I didn't tell you guys yet is that I figured out the misfire, and I'm actually going to start this thing up for you guys so you guys can hear it run. I'm sorry about this wind, by the way. I can't really do anything about it, so I'm going to start this thing so you guys can hear this thing run. Jeez, if I can breathe. And I need my good old baseball bat to prop up the hood for you guys here, because, you know, this thing doesn't have any, I mean, it doesn't have good hood shocks in it. If you guys see that car in the background, don't worry about it. That's just a visitor. Or don't get excited over it, I should say. Nothing that belongs to us. So, or belongs to me specifically, so that might stay. I don't know, to be totally honest with you. And let's go ahead and start this thing up. I'll show you guys how it runs. And what actually ended up being the problem is we originally thought it was the EGR ports here on the motor. And turns out we went through all that, cleaning it. We even blew air through the EGR here and blew air through the top and stuff, just to make sure it was all cleaned out, and that wasn't the problem. Although it was very, very bad, so it's a good thing we did it. So, let's go ahead and, I'll go ahead and start this thing. It actually ended up being the one coil pack in the back. It was sending off a misfire for all 6 cylinders, and it just was one coil pack. So, I mean, that's kind of common-ish, and it was a pretty easy fix. 20 bucks later, I had a nice running car. So, I mean, I spent very little money on this thing. It's actually surprising me how little I've spent on this thing, just for as good a shape as it runs. I mean, I could sell this right now for quite a bit of money, just the way it sits. You see, this thing runs great. Transmission works good. We took it on the road actually for just a quick test drive. We would have took on a more thorough test drive, but obviously we don't have plates for this car, so we just quick took it for a ride, and then to see whether transmission was good or whether suspension was okay, and everything seemed okay. We think we might have a bad wheel bearing on this side. I think it's this side, and which is not great, but we'll get that taken care of. And we also have a coolant leak somewhere, and I am praying, and I am just really praying that it is not the water pump. This thing's actually basically dry blocked right now. There's no coolant in this radiator, and hopefully, I'm hoping it's the radiator itself. I'm kind of doubtful of that, but I really hope it's the radiator itself, because that would be absolutely great. And you guys can see, it's quite obvious that this radiator isn't in here right. And the reason for that is this car was in an accident at one point, and they never really did it correctly. They just kind of bent it back out and just called it a day. So this side sits in here okay, but this side, this is just awful. I actually replaced this with a different one because the one before that wasn't even holding the radiator in. I literally could just pull it out. So this is a little better. This is very stiff. I mean, this radiator ain't going nowhere. And you can see, I don't even think this is the right cooling fans for this car, because look how close that is. I looked at another Acura we saw at the junkyard, and that was not what that looked like. Look how close that clearance is. That's awful. And you can see these are obviously aftermarket, and I think they're from junkyard, so I'm assuming that's what that writing means. So, other than that, I mean, this thing runs absolutely great. And it's just smooth. It's just nice. It's got a lot of power. It's very peppy. Very nice car. It's probably the nicest. I'm gonna call it a Honda, but I mean, I know it's an Acura, but just call it a Honda. It's the nicest Honda I've ever been in. I mean, I've been in a few, and this is by far the most comfortable. And I mean, that's what it really was supposed to be. I mean, this is supposed to be a more luxury of a car. So, and I'm not disappointed. I got the radio working as well. I mean, everything. The only thing that's on the dashboard right now. Sorry, this is going to be another long video, guys. The SRS light is on because the airbag in this seat, I can't remember whether I said this last time, is not, the actual airbag sensor, like right here-ish, is not working. So, and I don't think I'm going to replace it. I don't think I'm going to bother. So, that's that. You guys might think, oh, he's half-assing that car and stuff. I'm not trying to. I mean, I just want this to be more of a quick flip. It's still going to have a few problems when I'm selling it, but, you know, by no means is this a perfect car, guys. I mean, this is, I think it's going to need a timing belt, and I'm not going to do that myself unless we have to do the water pump. Because the water pump actually runs off a timing belt, I believe. At least I know that in order to do the water pump, you ought to do the timing belt as well. So, that's that. And the radio I got working as well. So that's okay. So, yeah, I got that all working. That radio works great. Obviously, it's the Bose sound system. I'm just going to shut this thing down because I am running low on gas. So, I mean, this car has just been turning out better than I thought it would, honestly. I didn't think it would be that easy. Once I found out the EGR wasn't the problem, I didn't think it would be that simple to be the coil pack, but it just happened to be a coil pack. Why I didn't check that first, I don't know. I should have, but I didn't, and I can't say I paid the consequences for it, because the other job I did to the EGR, both it was good for the motor and it was free. So I mean, I don't know how you could complain about that. And plus, I don't really mind work, guys. I don't really mind work It's just I want to get this thing out of here so I can, and I'm going to be honest, so I can get another car. Because pretty much I'm only limited to one car at a time. So, I mean, that's why I couldn't really have I was lucky enough to have the Derby car and the Corvette at the same time at one point. That was lucky. I just got lucky with that. And as it sits now, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 cars without plates in the driveway. There's no way somebody's gonna complain soon, let's be honest, guys. And that's not including this one. This would be 5. And I can't fit this thing in the tent right now, because the other tent actually did, like, in case you guys already didn't know this, basically disintegrated. And now the lawnmower is being parked in my tent, since I think that this car is better off outside. But that means also that this thing's going to be seen by the public. And that also means that this just gives another person a reason to complain. So, I mean, it's pretty bad. So, that's why I'm only limited to one car at a time, guys. I got my hands tied behind my back, and that's pretty much all I can really say. Other than, hopefully, this car is gone soon, and pretty soon I should have a Derby car. I'm telling you guys, I have a feeling. I just have this gut feeling as soon as I get rid of this car, by the end of this month, I think this car will be gone and I will have a Derby car. So, I think this car is going to sell pretty fast. I'm not going to sell it for that much, and I don't expect it to sit that long. So, I think the only thing that could turn away this car from anybody is the body rust. But if they're smart enough to look under it, they'd see a totally different story than that. So, alright, well, I will have more updates coming to you guys soon, hopefully, on this car. And another reason why I haven't been able to make too many videos is because I'm wrapping up what's left of my senior year in high school. So, that's that. That's one of the reasons why you guys haven't seen many videos from me. So, alright, well, hopefully you guys like this video. I know this is more of a rambling video than anything, but hope you guys still enjoyed the content here on the Acura, and hopefully pretty soon we'll have some more for you guys. So, see you guys in the next one. Like, comment, subscribe, and bye-bye, everybody.